Hi, Dan Verton here, Executive Editor with Meritalk. We are at the 2016 FITARA Forum and the Data Center Exchange Brainstorm. And today I'm talking with Joyce Hunter. Joyce is the Deputy CIO for Policy and Planning at USDA. Joyce, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me. Glad to be here.
So we've had a lot of discussions today about not only FITARA, but data center consolidation. And OMB recently came out with a new policy which basically says to CIOs, thou shalt not significantly expand a data center without our permission. Is that the right way to go about that? This challenge, is this making a difference?
Since it just came out, it's hard to see if it's made a difference or not. I think we have already, USDA has moved into that direction anyway. We have told all of the agencies that they're not to expand on what they currently have, that what they do have, they need to consolidate, and they understand that. Right. And so I don't think it's going to be too much of a struggle to, get people to really comply. Right.
Now, we've also been talking about CIO authorities under FITARA and how it's hopefully making a difference. You guys have a director of FITARA?
Yes, we have a senior leader for FITARA. I think we're the only federal agency that actually has named someone specifically to run the FITARA operation.
Now, why did you do that? And what kind of change, what kind of impact has it had so far?
I believe that the reason we did that was that the only way we could do this with a federated organization was to have somebody singularly focused on FITARA. You couldn't have somebody be bimodal on this one. And so we needed someone who knew the law, who understood the law, who had a relationship with some of the other agencies. So we had a competitive process, and we opened it up, and we had people actually apply for the position. And based on a point system, then we came up with the person who had the most points and the most knowledge, and that was the person that was selected to be the FITARA lead.
So, and there's been obviously a lot of conversation about how FITARA is being implemented at the agency level, if it's actually, if agencies are capable to leverage the authorities they've been given. How is it working out at USDA?
It's a challenge only because we don't have enough resources. We set up the FITARA office, if you will, with no dollars associated. So we had volunteers. So it was a coalition of the willing that got together and created the common baseline. And then, after the common baseline plan, everybody kind of took a deep breath, and some people went back to their regular day jobs. Right. And then we took the second breath on this and went to December, and we got a few more volunteers, but not as many. And then after that hump, then everybody wanted their people back. And so we're in the position now of begging, borrowing, and stealing people to get to the April 30th date. Okay. So, but we have gotten great cooperation from all the CXOs. We have, our FITARA lead has weekly stand-up meetings. So, every week there's a meeting to find out exactly what's going on with all of the agencies. I came from industry, so I put together a team that was very much like responding to a federal proposal, because that's the way I looked at it. When it came out, I said, okay, this is a federal proposal, and that's the way we need to treat it. Okay. So we had a kickoff party, and we had, I did color teams, and so each color team is responsible for doing something. So everybody doesn't step all over everybody else, so it's a very logical and very directed
It'd be interesting process. To see if that catches on and takes root elsewhere.
Hopefully it does, because it has helped us.
Excellent. Let me, just real quickly, because I know you've got to go back on stage here again, turn back once again to data center consolidation. So on the same day OMB releases its new policy, GAO comes out with a report that basically says 22 out of 24 agencies have not made the progress that we all expected that they should be making on consolidating their data center footprint. What are some of the challenges? I mean, why is it so difficult to do?
I think, like Richard explained and John explained this morning, that not only is it cultural, but it's also a manner of budget. So if you shut down a data center, who's going to do the migration? Who's going to do, all those things that are involved in changing a data center, either whether it's going to be on-prem or whether it's going to be doing a cloud brokerage type service.
Right.
Who's going to do that? The agencies themselves don't have the bandwidth to do it.
Right.
So I think that that's why you find some foot dragging, not because they don't want to do it, it's that they just don't have the resources to do it.
So it's basically doing maintenance on an aircraft while
Yes.
it's in flight.
Yes, exactly.
Because I know some of the concern is that we can't just pull the plug on these data centers because it'll impact our mission.
Right.
We can't just stop doing our mission.
That's right. So you have to run them in parallel, like John said.
Right.
But a lot of times you don't have that, you don't have the resources to run them in parallel.
Right, right. Well, Joyce Hunter, thank you so much for being here with us
You're
today.
welcome.
I really appreciate it. Joyce is the Deputy CIO for Policy and Planning at USDA, and I'm Dan Verton, Executive Editor at Meritalk. Thanks for watching.